boom, 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 boom. What if I told you the reason most people suck at budgeting, it's because they're doing it backwards. You don't need a finance degree, a fancy app, or to live like a monk. You just need a fresh way of thinking about money, one that actually works. I'd actually like to start by saying I know that budgeting is extremely difficult for some people out there. You could have mountains of different constraints holding you back from budgeting, which I get. The goal of this video is actually to go over the absolute basics. No intimidating stuff, just simple steps that I would take personally if I had to start over from scratch. I went from being $100,000 in debt to building simple systems that actually help me climb out of that debt and get control over my money. So in this video, we're going to be talking exactly about how I did that. And no fluff, no shame, just good stuff. Let's get into it. Step one, if I were to start over, is to tie your budget to a goal. Budgeting without a goal is like going to the gym without knowing what you're training for. Are you building muscle, losing weight, escaping the evil grip of Afterpay? When I started budgeting, my only goal was to get rid of my debt. That was it. No fancy spreadsheets, no saving targets, just a blurry vision of being debt-free. And that was enough to get me moving. Here's a simple mind shift that helped me. The word budget feels kind of gross. It's like boring and restrictive. So I rebranded mine as the Treat Yourself Fund.
3 words for you. Treat yourself. Treat yourself 2011.
Why? Because when you actually stick to a budget, you earn the right to treat yourself guilt-free. That was my mindset. So ask yourself, what's your goal? Is it to pay off your student loans? Finally save for your first home? Stop feeling like you actually have to sneak a McFlurry into your credit card statement? Write down that goal. Budgeting makes way more sense when you know what you're aiming for. Step 2, audit the hell out of your apps. Before you go anywhere, you need to know where you're starting from. That means logging into every single financial app that you have touched in the last 10 years. Banking apps, investment apps, that budgeting app you downloaded in 2011, used twice, and then never used again, but you're too scared to actually delete it because you keep telling yourself that one day you're going to use it. Once you're in, ask, which bank is going to be my financial home base? This is your main hub, where your income comes in and where you launch all your money everywhere else. If you don't know how to decide which bank to make your main bank, ask yourself these 3 questions. Press pause and screenshot it so you can watch it a little bit later. And again, it'll help you make a good decision. Here's a reminder for you. You don't owe these banks anything. When I started managing my money seriously, suddenly every bank wanted me to switch over because of something special that they were offering for a limited time or like for a free AirPod. When I was broke, radio silence. It's funny how that works. Step 3, audit your spending and try not to cry in the process. Now that you've chosen your home base, it's time to face the truth. Open up your banking app and scroll through the last 1 to 2 months of spending. Write it all down. Every coffee, every Amazon order, every Uber Eat order. Why? Because seeing your spending on paper is like holding up a mirror, and it's a brutally honest mirror. You might feel a little bit of shame and maybe some embarrassment, and that's normal. But most people don't even get to this step. They'd rather stay in Fantasyland and stay broke. But not you, right, Derek? Yeah, I'm talking to you, bud. Step number 4, your wants versus your needs. You need to draw a line in the sand, people. Now comes the sorting hat moment. Split every expense that you wrote down in the last step into 2 main categories, your wants and your needs. A need is you literally cannot live without it. A want, you'd survive, but you might cry a little bit. For example, your rent, food, electricity, those are needs. Netflix, Uber Eats, fancy candles, those are wants. But before you rip my head off about the candles, this is your budget. If Netflix is your emotional support system It might go under needs. No judgment, just be honest. This is what makes every budget unique, and it reflects your values. Step 5, pay yourself first. Now for the part where most people are going to mess up. You come first. What does paying yourself first even mean? It means before you pay your bills, before you buy groceries, or you Venmo your friend for your half of the brunch, you move money into accounts that serve you. Here's exactly what I would do on payday, and what I do on payday. I transfer money to my vacation fund. I add money to my investments. I top off my emergency fund, and I move cash into my spending account. 4 things that serve me. Then, and only then, I pay for everything else. Why? Because this mindset flips the script. It forces you to prioritize your future before everything else. If that means cutting out some of your wants, so be it. It also means you'll start thinking differently. Can I really afford this? Or should that money go to my future self instead? Even if you could only afford to save $5 a month, that's $5 more than last month. You are creating a system that works for you, not some perfect vision of your life that doesn't exist. Now, if you're thinking, cool, but what if after rent and groceries, I have no money left to pay myself at all? I hear you. Some of you might finish steps 1 through 4 and realize you can't afford to pay yourself at all. That's real. That's hard. And that's okay, because now you know, and knowledge is power. This is the point where I had to make sacrifices. Not forever, but until I could finally breathe. Stick with it. Keep adjusting. Track the little wins. This is a long game, and every step you take is one fewer step in the wrong direction. There is a free spreadsheet in the description below, and I use that spreadsheet to this day. So check it out, free. And if you want to see exactly how I use that spreadsheet, check out this video right here. Hit the like button if this helped at all. Subscribe, please. And I'll see you guys in the next one.